G'day legends, Atron here and welcome to a Guild Wars session where we'll be comparing my account without Lavanica and comparing my guildie's account using the same bases in Guild Wars with his Lavanica. Now I've had a couple of people say different things. Lavanica, I think there's someone saying Lavanica or something like that. Lavanica or something, and that doesn't make any sense. So I think you've got Lavanica, or like maybe if you're from Texas, you might have like Lavanica. But yeah, I'm calling it Lava or Lavanica, pretty much like harmonica, Lavanica kind of thing. But so this is just a setup for my team here. I was just moving around a couple of pets to optimize what I wanted. Running with Storm today, I mix it up every so often. I don't mind using Storm. I like him better on defense than I do Demo. And then I've used essentially the same team, except I've taken out Storm Eater and I've put in Lava for Storm, and we're just rolling through the bases now. I didn't get the top base today with Lava, but you'll see I'll go through the top one and the second one, and then I'll go alternate, and we'll see what's happening with it all. So finally get into it, just showing you the targets that we can go for. So the top 3 in the first and then top 2 in the other one. Now I do try and do the same drop throughout these videos. So we've got Lavanica dropping. I think I tank with Lavanica pretty much most of the time. It seems to be the way to go. As I like to tank with Storm, and especially if there's a Waller in such a nice opening, definitely get him stunned and shot down as quick as possible. So his heals are inefficient in defense. But the major difference I've noticed with just using Dove, like you can use a hardcore snipe Dove like Brute Force, which mine is, and then I think Roge, our guildie, who has got the Lava, his Dove is Bulwark with like a Ward God Crest, so it's still powerful enough. But the major difference I'm seeing is that the Lava has no issues chewing down the enemy Skellies and the enemy Dovekeeper, especially the Dovekeeper, which is important because the damage cap there, but because the global, it's not a global, but it's pretty much half the map. Like Lava's range is like half the map. It's might as well be global once you enter a base. Can just kind of take if there's one hero left, and that's Dovekeeper on the other side of the map, has no issues just taking it down. There's enough DPS in there, and no issues of the Lava dying, essentially. So, and his is Stone Skin. I think there's who is it? Tubby's World. He's got a sick video at the moment. I'll see if I can link that actually with the 8 of 8 War God Lavanica. So that's some if you want to see some action, like some power of it. Whereas this one's just a comparison between Dove and Lava, but like it's still 8 of 8 Stone Skin with a 6 Brute Force crest. So you'll this was actually scaring me, this one. I was like, I wonder if I'm going to power through. I wonder if I've got enough DPS that I'm going to get close enough to this Dove to actually finally kill it. I do. She walks closer, as in just there. So yeah, I'll get Tubby's permission to do that. I should be able to link that in this first video if you want to go and check out an 8 of 8 War God one. And then what else have we? Yeah, so it's pretty broken. Let's be real. Like once we get into it, so that was the first battle. He'd already completed that, and then he'd showed me in chat. So he said, "Oh yeah, give me a go at this. We'll see what the damage is." Now this guy has a hole in his base, so this is my setup. My drop, I lead with Anubis. I get rid of the totem, but I lead with Anubis, and the easiest way to compare this is how quickly the heroes die. So how much trouble the heroes have at dying throughout everything. So we got Storm Eater that dies. No one else really dies, but you look at those Skelly and Dovekeeper in the corner, and how much, like realistically, the only people who are doing damage is going to be Anubis and Dovekeeper, and really only Dovekeeper because my Anubis is Flame Guard at the moment. So you know, we got to go through and actually get the whole team to kind of start attacking them, or eventually they'll wind down. So we're down to the what do we say? 2 minute map, 45 seconds, maybe 30 seconds in if you count like the totem before all the heroes are dead. And finally, I know, clickbait, but the lava, I promise, is here. And this is so same Guild Wars, same account, or same base that we're going for here, and we got lava. He's running Ares instead of Ghoul. So I go through his setup in a second. Maybe the Ares did help as well, with everyone going down, but you just see the lava in the global range there of all the meteors coming down. And I'm unsure if the meteors debuff. I do not think they do. I could be totally wrong on that, because it definitely looked like those meteors started to debuff. But we're like 20 seconds in, 15 seconds into that, let's say 20 seconds, before all the heroes are dead. Like, the difference is fairly phenomenal, especially if you're on those clutch moments. So like 8 of 8 Stone Skin Lava with a 6 Brute Fort Crest. I do go through his entire setup in the next one, I believe, because I didn't. This is his video, as you can see the little M on the side there. So I got his account. So in the next one, we'll see, or maybe I did it here. Did I do it afterwards? I did it at the start of it. So I think I've mixed this up. I think I've got his one first and I've got my one after that, but it's alright. It's the same sort of comparison. So he's got a fair bit of healing on that with the Forest Ward. Same sort of thing going on. He didn't have a lot of room for crest, so I wasn't running Revite on his Waller, or his... No, I was running Revite on his Golem. So what are we up to now? Number 3. Did I do... No, we went over to... Yeah, we went over to 300 first. So these, and also these bases were not anything super crazy. They definitely weren't the hardest bases with the hardest heroes. You're not seeing a lot of 11 and 12s, but it does just showcase the difference. That's why I wanted to do a comparison rather than going, man, look at this lava dragon, it's so rad, it can just destroy everything. The comparison between time that it takes your heroes to destroy, and in comparison to the exact same setup, but just using a setup without lava and a setup with lava. That's pretty much it. So the time efficiency with using this hero is broken. Like, it's a pretty good feat to have all the heroes dead within 30 seconds. Thinking there's a couple of seconds of drop, generally some troop distraction, but 30-second guild war with sniping is not bad. Generally that's like a minnow time. Sniping can take a little bit longer. And then this was my exact same team. So we finished that in 40 seconds, I think. And I actually went down here because I wanted to take the Dove Keeper instead. So a slight difference, I suppose. Still comparable in this run because everything was really close. We got rid of that Dove Keeper, and once the Dove Keeper was destroyed, everything else kind of falls behind. So, but for the rest of the battles, it was... I mean, I actually completed this quicker in this run because I think all of the other heroes just walked around the top and didn't go through the wall. Something like that. But all in all, it's shaving off some precious seconds and getting those damage cap heroes to come to their knees. So realistically, a counter to like Dovekeeper, and especially a Lava who has, like 8 of 8 tenacity, sitting in base with a Forest Ward and 3 healing pets around it. Like, how are you going to damage that? You're going to need something like a cross between a Dovekeeper or a Gunslinger Copter or Dove that shoots out stuff like an Athene proc, that you've got a couple of doves, and it doesn't necessarily matter if they only do like 20k or 10k damage or boosted damage up to that amount, but if they can get a DPS where you can chunk down a lot of ticks of damage, I suppose, as I used to say, then that's a massive difference that'll add up. Now, what do we got going on here? I think I've mixed this up. think I've mixed the, I was just going through my setup again of the heroes that I used, because I've mixed a sequence of where we're up to. So I've gone one, or I've done two, so we might be seeing two lava ones now. In comparison, yeah, I think so. So this was this top base again. We follow with lava, 8 of 8 stone skin, and with the Dove Keeper, with the lava there, everything gets pretty much shredded. He didn't even have ghoul. Keep that in mind, the difference in being in that first run. He doesn't normally run ghoul, but he has no issues doing this setup. I, of course, put ghoul in there because I think he's more efficient than Ares. But he says he's having no trouble in the first couple of guild wars with lava, doing the exact same thing. So bursting crew. So definitely adding some efficiency to guild wars. A lot of people are saying, I'll do a 5-minute guild wars, and now they're saying I'm doing a 2 or 3 minute guild wars. It's making a huge difference. So this is what I generally bring Storm for some cases, because if there is a building close to the wall, he's great for doing this if they want to bunch their heroes up. I mean, this is not a great base. Don't get me wrong. Not a great base at all, and the heroes are not all that strong. Like we're seeing no 11 or 12 Destiny heroes there. Or 11 or 12 star, I suppose. What do you call them, 1 or 2 star, or skill 11, 12. But in the next one, you'll see that lava pretty much starts to tank most of the heroes by itself, because the rest of the team walks around. I try to do the same thing with lava, like doing that whole break the wall thing. I think it might work if you had 5 Vite on the lava, but because he destroys the building real quick, I mean, he is fast energy, it just, you kind of want him to start raining all that havoc down, but he doesn't do it until he gets out of the form. So look at all the heroes, like they're not really touching them at the moment. The Dove Keeper's around there somewhere. Waller's doing a little bit of damage, but you see these meteors start to fall, and you see a lot of havoc going down. I don't know if those meteors are debuffing meteors, so that would be something interesting, because I don't have one. I haven't played around with it as much. Someone might be able to comment that if they're if it only debuffs for a certain amount of time in an area, or if those in the first couple of seconds those meteors are debuffing. So just running through, it's him and me pretty much 1 and 2 there. So that was nice to have access to count. So thanks for Roge for doing that. I think I'll go through his setup real quick again. So if I got a Lavanica, I don't know, man. I'd probably go like probably roll a stone skin, or an 8 of 8 tenacity for deflect archdemon, and it'd be one on my hit list, kind of, or an 8 of 8 bulwark would probably be the all-rounder talent that I'd be looking at. So he went full accuracy on his, and happy days, just like a Dove Keeper. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll be doing more of these vids later. Cheers.